What's going on, legends? Welcome back to another functional fitness news video. It's been a very long while, I know, and I'm here to rectify that by making one today.
I say I'm just fired up to be here today.
Cheers to that. Hold on. Biscuit tea, as it's getting colder here in the UK, is a necessity to survive the winter. It's like a David Attenborough show. Here is a British man surviving the winter, staying warm with his cup of tea. I have no plan for today's videos. Let's just see what rocks and rolls. I found this on the internet. This is what I wanted to talk about first, is Shaquille O'Neal. In his career of playing basketball, he hit over 12,000 baskets, and only one of them was a three-pointer. That's a fact that I read the other day that I was like, damn, feel like more of the world should know about that. Not for any reason other than pretty cool.
Pretty cool, pretty damn cool.
The inbound, Shaq the catch. He's gonna fire a three. Yeah.
Obviously, if you do CrossFit or any sort of functional fitness, it usually makes you more athletic. That's kind of the deal and how we look at it. We look at ourselves as athletes. Isn't that right, Sam Dancer? Incredible video. Made me laugh when I first watched it. If you missed the news about the new bit of Concept 2 equipment that is being launched, I don't know when it is. Obviously we have the bike erg, the rower, the ski erg. They've just promoted a strength erg. A strength erg, yes. It actually you know what? I want to try it. That's the first thing I'm going to say about it. I think it would be great. Like, it has a leg press in it and a bit of a row, and you can do some chest. It'll be interesting to see in the future when they run it out, how it will be used in a competition setting. I feel like it could be a good way to calibrate strength, but then a barbell probably looks cooler than this machine. Like, it's not the coolest looking machine ever. It looks like it should be in an old people's home. But not here to judge. People look at me on the internet and say that I'm very outgoing and that I have a lot of confidence, but actually I have crippling anxiety. So you never know. No, but obviously in the space of functional fitness, we have seen the adoption of all of the ergs. I'm gonna be interested to see if we get the adoption of the strength erg or not. I feel like it's a great invention, more for the older generation to keep strength in their muscles. You know what I mean? Like, I could see this at commercial gyms and at old people's homes. Also, the promo video was a absolute classic corporate video with the corporate music. And it had me nodding along the whole time. You know, like the cat. Absolute banger. All right, now let's talk about athletes. Recently, we've had a few athlete retirements. I apologize for the eating sound. I'll be back in a minute. Dog's getting the gains in. At the Rogue Invitational, we had class dismissed from the Professor Brent Fikowski, or as my dad called him, Mike Wazowski.
Let's get crazy!
Smoke weed every day.
A moment that will always stick in my heart from Brent, probably not one for him, is his running style. I think when he was when it was that clip where Sam Briggs was there and whatever, and that will always just high knees, big arms, you know what I'm saying? Prior to the Rogue Invitational, the 9-time CrossFit Games, 6-time top 5, and 3 podium finishes, athlete let us know that it just feels that it's the right time. And he was retiring after the Rogue Invitational, which obviously happened. And at the Rogue Invitational, he won 1 event, 4 top 3 finishes, and finished 2nd overall. So I think that's a great way to go out. Now, in a statement from Brent Fikowski, he said, "For months, I have been splitting my time between being an athlete and the PFAA initiatives, and I've decided to make the PFAA into the success I know it can be for the next group of athletes to come after me. This is how I need to spend all of my time and efforts." Even though we won't be on the PFAA board, you have to be a competing athlete. He will be the president of the PFAA and work on making CrossFit athletes and functional fitness athletes true professionals. Sidebar, obviously after the CrossFit Games, the PFAA made a good few demands. I think from where it goes, CrossFit was radio silent on their demands. And then obviously from the recent report, if you watched the last video, we heard that they're gonna put together their own sort of athlete council, CrossFit are, so that's a kick in the teeth to the PFAA. And then recently, they've posted the PFAA that they are not happy. And they spoke about a big point that actually has come up over the past couple of weeks about should athletes do the open or boycott it. And they said they support athletes who choose not to compete, but if you do compete, you'll get their support as well. It's yes, I'll talk about that later on. I was very vocal about my thoughts on Dave Castro in the investigation video and what I think. I feel like he should step down. I don't know, maybe in an ideal world, I'd actually like to see Brent Fikowski as the director of the CrossFit Games. I feel like his heart, brain, his cognition around all that, it's like a stab in the dark. But I feel like it could be a great thing, but it will never happen. I don't think. But no, I just want to say this. Brent Fikowski, thank you for always being a legend on the camera, being exactly who you are on the camera as you are off the camera, being a beacon of light in this sport, and you're a legend. Legend, stamp of approval. You know what I mean? And then another legend of the sport that announced her retirement in the past couple of weeks was Katrin Davidsdottir, the 2-time CrossFit Games champion, and on top of that, 2 podium finishes and 10 appearances at the CrossFit Games itself.
I've been thinking about this moment for a long time, and I can't believe I'm about to say this out loud, but I've decided to retire from competing in CrossFit.
On Instagram, she did a post, and in it, the closing statement was, "As this chapter of my life comes to a close, I can't help but look back with a happy heart and an immense amount of gratitude. As one door closes, it opens up my life to a world of new possibilities, and I believe that the best is yet to come. With all my love, Sled Dog." The Buttery Bros actually put out a video of her top 5 career moments. I highly suggest you go watch that. And I think Sled Dog was the perfect analogy for Katrin. She was fiercely competitive, but with the kindest nature, like a puppy. You know what I mean? So, again, I hope whatever comes next for her is incredible and stamp of legend approval. And Jazz will never forget the bike workout she did with you. That will stick with her forever. I've never seen her in so much pain.
I'm worth it. Look better in person.
We also have had a cryptic post from Chandler Smith, who is I went on his Instagram. He's an airline company. I love Chandler Smith. He has a great sense of humor. Saying, "Not stopping, just turning. Good run." And there was a lot of kind of supportive comments under the post. Speculation as to what he might be doing. I don't know. That's not, probably should be a better journalist, really. And then, the 7-time CrossFit Games champion Tia-Clair Toomey announced that she will be doing a High Rocks in a month's time with none other than James Newbury.
Hey guys, it's just under a month before I'm going down to Melbourne to do my very first High Rocks with James Newbury. I'm so excited. If there's any tips, please comment below. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what all the hype is about and getting after it with a great bunch of people. See you in Melbourne.
Now, Khan Porter, we all know, has a bromance with James Newbury. How did he take it? Not the best.
Don't get too comfortable, sweetheart. I was his everything once too.
You told me that I'm not enough.
A lot of athletes recently have been doing High Rockses. We saw Emma Lawson and Jack Farlow do one a few months back, and their time was 1 hour and 37 seconds. It will be interesting to see what Tia and Newbury do. Also, I believe that Jay Crouch and Maddie Sturt are doing a High Rocks together as well. And probably more in the space. All right, and then let's talk about the news that the CrossFit Games shared this week about next year's season. Obviously, this past year, we had the Open and the online quarterfinals. Then we had the in-person semi-finals and the Games. Next year, there is a change. There's only going to be 3 parts. There's going to be the Open, that's online, the in-affiliate semi-finals, with a few select events that athletes can qualify in person, and then the Games again. And looking through the post and reading through some bits online, the in-affiliate semi-finals, you're going to need to have a level 1 to be a judge. You're going to have the judging course and the advanced judging course. Why not just the advanced judging course, not a judging course? If you're going to have to pay and then pay again, a bit outrageous, that, isn't it? But the in-person semi-finals is only for the top 1%. So does that disincentivize people to participate in the Open or not? Because some people love that fight of trying to go to the quarterfinals and blah, blah, blah. Anyway. And then there is a new thing in 2025 called the Community Cup, which will run in June. Basically, if you've competed in the Open, Depending on where you placed, you'll compete against people who are on a similar level. And I think it will be done in affiliates. It's like another, how can we make people pay again sort of thing. But some people love competing, and this is a way to compete, and you know, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Like, even for me personally speaking about it. We had the announcement of the investigation, and then instantly, within a couple of days, the announcement of the new season. You can see it within the comments in the community. Like, people are a bit up and down, disgruntled. Some people are like, yes, let's do it. Other people are like, no, I don't stand by what CrossFit are doing. And it's kind of palpable, the moral limbo a lot of people are going through, including myself, about said CrossFit. You know what I mean? Like, I've been doing these videos for like 8, 9 years now. Maybe 7, 6. Time flies when you're having fun. And I've got like over 150 million views basically talking about CrossFit and how incredible it is, and showing off the athletes and the people in the space and the community and what it does for older people and younger people and people's fitness and how it changes their lives. And it's because it does. And that is the community. I think the disconnect right now is that people have the disconnect between the community and the CrossFit as the corporation. And like, there was actually a video put out by Chase Ingram, which you can watch it here. He's obviously, as a bit of background, he does a lot of commentary for CrossFit. He's hired by CrossFit in some capacity. This is what he said, and it sparked a bit of backlash.
I'll say this, and I'll say it as calmly as possible. If you don't want to be a part of this season, that is fine. If you don't want to compete in the CrossFit Games anymore, that's fine. Then don't. Because just like everyone in this world, if you want to do whatever it is that makes you happy and feel like you, the best thing about this, at least in this country, is that you have the freedom to do that, to express yourself in any which way, right? But if you are out there campaigning for people to not sign up for the Open, or to not become affiliates, or to quit the CrossFit Games, and campaigning people to join you, or asking people to not do that, get the out of my CrossFit community. Leave. Leave. If you don't want to do it, fine. You can do whatever you want. But if you are trying to get a banner of people to follow you to make you feel better about your decision, you're the piece of shit, right? If you are going on social media or telling people to leave, you leave. You are no longer a part of this community. You are the problem.
On that video, I went into the comments, and Luca posted, he said, I watched members of CrossFit HQ leave the Sheraton Hotel for an after party, joking and smiling around 2 days after my brother drowned with no one to help him. You got paid to say this, we are not the same. And Chase Ingram replied, you're right about one thing, we are not the same, and that's okay. Another comment underneath by Lena Richter, who is a multiple CrossFit Games athlete, said just because people don't sign up to the season doesn't mean they will give up on the sport or give up on the community. I think campaigning for people to not sign up is just as fair as saying you need to save the community. Josh Alshamar, he was a CrossFit Games winner on a team, said the word community gets thrown around a lot to pull at heartstrings and to make people feel guilt when something is not right. A real community is open and transparent. A community listens, and a community acts with the greater good of the majority in mind. Our community has been broken because of the lack of communication and empathy, two things that are poorly expressed in this video. Man, it sucks because while I love CrossFit, I don't love any of this. I mean, my take on the video is probably that if your moral compass says, I don't stand by what's gone on at CrossFit HQ and how they've been handling the situation and what happened at the CrossFit Games, I'm not going to do the Open, that's fine. But trying to hold an organization accountable, bringing up points, like I felt like this post was very directed towards what Luca has been saying. Like, if you can't openly discuss something, right, and say, this is what I feel, you can make your own mind up, sort of thing. And also, if opinions aren't voiced and we just sweep everything under the rug and carry on like everything was normal, and we don't protest in a way that we feel like we should, how does justice or meaningful change ever happen? I don't know. I don't love any of this. I'm not gonna lie, I hate it. Like, it's just, like, I don't think that was necessary, that video. Like, the way, the swearing, and just like, I thought this comment kind of, what's with the gatekeeping? We're a community of people that hold ourselves accountable. What is wrong with holding the leadership accountable? Are we expected to support them no matter what? No. It's perfectly okay to criticise headquarters, to withhold your money from headquarters, and to demand change. Here's a thought that's just come into my mind. Say if CrossFit just disappeared tomorrow, okay? The organisation, the games, the open, blah, blah, blah. Would there still be a community? 100%. Like, the CrossFit gyms would just be functional fitness gyms and still have the same amazing people in them. You know, all those local competitions, the grassroots ones that we see all around that bring people together, and they would still exist. And that's honestly like the beating heart of the like competitive CrossFit community, you know? We have the Dubai Fitness Championships going on right now. That's not a CrossFit sanctioned event, that's just a functional fitness event with a lot of the big CrossFit athletes at crushing workouts. When looking at Wadapalooza, did I see this the other day? Maybe I'm wrong. When looking at the TYR Wadapalooza Fitness Festival, they don't mention that they're a CrossFit affiliated thing either, but all of the big CrossFit athletes will be there. We've seen all the posts. Like, I don't know, legends, I don't know. It's, I think what I want to say on this topic is I feel like you have to stand up for what you believe in. And if you're not doing the open, you're not part of the community. I'll tell you that. If you don't participate in the season, you know, if your way of standing up to CrossFit and saying, I don't agree with what you're doing is not entering the open this year and giving them $20, $30, whatever it is. I also don't know how you hold CrossFit accountable any other way in a way, if that makes sense, because demands from, say, the PFAA and people voicing their opinion online, really, like, I'm very excited for Wadapalooza. I'll put it that way. I'm seeing the posts of the teams and the athletes that are competing and its new location on South Beach, and I'm like, damn, I can't wait to go see that. Because I fucking love this shit, you know what I'm saying? This community needs to we need to bring people together right now and do some freaking fitness. What do you guys think? I always like reading the comments and seeing kind of your opinions, because we all have different ones, and that's what brings debate, maybe inspires change, you know? And yeah, the Open and the Games next year, do I see a big boycott happening? No, probably not. Like, I feel there isn't enough money in the space of CrossFit for some of the big athletes to not compete, because obviously the biggest prize purse usually is at the CrossFit Games, and obviously the exposure that comes with it, and for brands in the space, it's vital for their success. You know, like, it's an ecosystem. Like a butterfly effect, isn't it? You take out a butterfly and the whole blooming thing falls apart. Like, this feels like we've had a big event at CrossFit and it's not been handled well, and everything around it seems to have shifted a little bit. And I don't enjoy the negativity in the space, because it seems to have brought a lot of hate and division. Legends, I don't know. I'm probably rambled on for a long time now, but yeah, another news video, a discussion sort of topic. Thank you for coming back. Smash that like button, and no one's told you today. You're an absolute legend. Go crush that training, whatever you're doing in life. Set a goal, bang it, make yourself proud. We'll catch you in the next one. And also, she's had her gains and now she's resting. The dog is so anabolic, she just knows. Training.